James Campbell has a dog, wants to know if it's a new shade Isabella. The dog is little d blue, little b testable, little co cocoa, AT what? ATA, 10 points. So yes, a blue testable cocoa is a new shade Isabella. New shade Isabella. Got it. Nice dog. What should you breed it to? Another dog like that. Should I try to use another new shade that carries a copy of cream? Your dog is EEM, so it cannot produce, it's not cream, so it cannot produce cream. So that if you breed to a dog that is a platinum version of this, or one that carries cream, you'll get cream in the mix, but you won't produce any platinums. Loyal for Life Kennel says, I don't agree the numbers are the same on the whole blood versus serum on the fine care machine. Well, and you're saying that it varies by a few points. Well, look, any of the tests vary by a few points. And you make the comment here that just a few points may not matter, but the difference between 3 and a 6 or a 7 is a big deal when trying to pinpoint ovulation. I don't pinpoint ovulation off the numbers. I pinpoint ovulation off the shape of the curve. And the reason for this is if you go look at the literature will say that ovulation, for instance, on an IDEX machine is something between a 5 and a 10. It's a big freaking range, right? Which is it? Well, the answer is that what you will see, we're going to assume this dog ovulates on day 9. That's ovulation. What you will see is it will start off with a number that's very low, and for the first 6 days, the number will be sub 1. Then ovulation, we're going to say, is a 5 on day 9. It does that. It goes up about 1 point a day. Then at ovulation, it goes up dramatically, 75% a day. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for this sudden jump in numbers, and that tells you the dog's ovulated. That might appear on a 5, it might appear on an 8, it might be on a 4. So the problem here is if you go by a specific number, it'll get you caught with your pants down some of the time. Much better to do tests where you're looking at numbers that are almost doubling every day. When that starts to occur, the dog has ovulated. That, for me, is the way to do this. Ditto elevated, where can I ask questions? Right where you asked that question. What do you feed your Frenchies for dry kibble? We use Life's Abundance. I'd love it if you could go to details about taking a puppy on a flight. I'm in Ireland, considering buying a puppy in Germany or France. Well, I've got things on this, but so you're asking questions about whether it should go cargo in the lap with you. Look, I like it much better if the dog can go on the lap with you. There's going to be rules and regulations about that. The dog's got to be able to fit into an approved airline carrier case that can go onto the seat in front of you. Has to be tall enough the dog can stand up and walk around in that, turn around in that. Typically a dog needs to be sub 23, 24 pounds for that to be possible. You've got to be careful about customs that you have to go through to get this done. If you've got a dog that's very anxious, maybe you might want to give this dog a Benadryl before it gets on the plane. Don't tell the airline people who are doing that because they will not approve that process. But I think the important thing here is to go get your ducks in a row to make sure that when you go there, you can pick your dog up and get on the plane successfully. And I don't know the procedure to do that from outside the country because I've never done it. Aubrey Ramon. Question about keeping a dog isolated in a cage after it's bred until the dog's in labour and why. No, I never said that. No. I think what your confusion here is what I was talking about is after you've bred a dog, immediately you've AI'd a dog, stick it in a cage with a blanket over it so the dog will go to sleep for the next couple of hours, as opposed to walking around, shaking the semen loose out of itself and peeing. So the point about putting it into an isolation is just a couple of hours, not months, just a couple of hours. Rich Ketchum is talking here about had 3 litters from their 2 girls and they can't get people to pay the money they're asking and that they're losing money and it's just too expensive to do this because of the vet bills. Yeah, well, so this is all about marketing dogs, right? So I'm going to give you an example of how things can vary, because I had somebody complain about the price of my dogs. I'm going to talk about a particular breeding that are now 2.5 weeks old, and I'll post a video probably tomorrow of these puppies. So just to let you know how this can go, here's the numbers on this dog. I used somebody else's stud, so I have a stud fee in it. The stud fee was $22,000. That's the stud fee. The vet bill was $800. That's the vet bill. We had a vet, that was the C-section. The dog itself was a $20,000 dog, probably had 4 litters. So I've got to take 5,000 of that dog's and amortize that dog's value. That's the amortization. We had some food that we had to feed the dog, probably $100. We had a vet visit before they left. That was a couple of $100. We had shots, 2 rounds of shots that we had to give. That's another, 100. Let's just say $200. Ballpark numbers. So this is the number, and that we had 4 puppies. So we've got to divide this number by 4, and this is the price each puppy has to sell for just to break even. 22, 27, 28, a little over 28K. So that means that each puppy has to sell for $7K just to break even. And honestly, I'm not interested in breaking even. So obviously expensive dogs. Now, if your stud fee was 0 and your dog was a $5,000 dog, $4,000 dog, and you're going to breed it 4 times, you got 1K in this, the numbers dramatically change, right? Now we are in this for about 2K. Have 4 dogs, you sell each dog for $500, and you're out of the red. So look, you should be able to produce dogs that you can at least financially recover yourself from, maybe make a little bit of money on top. It depends on what your goals are, but it's all about marketing. It's all about the quality of dogs you produce and what it costs you to get there. So obviously you're having problems, but it doesn't mean that you should continue to have problems. It encouraged me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Frisky now, come on up here.